Hey, Melissa here as Cassia Moonglen. That is my pen name. I am writing shifter romance, and I am now documenting kind of my journey because I would like to be an author for the long term. This is my dream. I am a 39-year-old mama with multiple chronic illnesses, and I got thrown off course because of chronic illness, and I'm only just starting to get a little bit better, and I want to use this energy to do a lifelong dream. So I have done a bit of a series kind of to catch us up. So in the first video I talked about the first book and how I got to where I was, and then in the second video I talked about what I did in that second month kind of operating, and how I put out the second book, A Place Within the Pack, and had to get the third book ready. So now moving into August, what I did was I released a novella, a prequel novella, and it's called Stormbound. So I wrote it by accident, as I tend to do, because I am a discovery writer and I'm curious. And I introduced Aaron and Maddie in book one, and they're the pack elders. And I thought, I wonder how they got here. I wonder how they met. And I played that through and ended up with a prequel novella, and I thought that was really fun. And so what I did is put that out because the recommendation is that if you can put a release out every 30 days on Amazon, then somehow the algorithm helps you or boosts you. So book one and then book two was 30 days, and then I put Stormbound ready because A Bond That Heals was not quite ready yet. So that will be 30 days after that. So A Bond That Heals will come out paperback at the very end of August, and then the ebook on the very beginning of September. So I put out Stormbound. And so that was a lot of work. And I think I also was I went into the school holidays exhausted. So we had the 2-week after term 2 holidays. And man, I was tired because I had pushed myself so hard. I knew that starting an author business requires a lot of work. And so I really threw myself into that creativity and that getting things out, and trying to really start so I can make a name for myself. And then we just got sick. All of us got sick, one after the other after the other. And so we had... my kids were sick kind of before the school holidays, and then after the school holidays I actually had the first 2 weeks where I didn't have a single day without a kid at home. There were teacher only days, there were half days for parent teacher interviews, and there were kids sick. So I didn't have a lot of time. I still have a part-time job. I work in the nonprofit sector, so I work 3 short days a week. So in terms of writing and kind of business time, I have a few hours Monday and Friday morning for kind of deep work, and then I do little bits. So what I do is I write, or I allow myself to write when I'm in the writing zone, kind of in the mornings. And I try to let myself be writing something at all times, because the most important thing for me is to be a writer. And that's where I find my passion and my joy. I slog through the edits and the sitting at the computer, which is very hard for me physically. But I started to get into a bit of a rhythm, and I've started now to see I've got a structure. And so it's quite good. So I get ideas quite frequently. And so what I do is I will take the idea, pull it into a full structure, leave it in a Google Doc, and say that's for later. And so I've done that several times. Not unfortunately, with Stormbound, it just caught on, and I just needed to do it. So I spent a lot of time writing. So I was writing that. And at the same time, I was also continuing to play with shorts and YouTube reels, just to play with kind of telling people about the books, and just what might work. It's all very new for me, so I'm just testing things out. And I think when you're at the very beginning and you don't have like a following yet, I decided that I would rather put myself into creating a really good foundation rather than trying to chase little threads of audiences. I would rather have some quality work, and then so when people come in and they read A Home with the Pack, and if they love it, then they come join my newsletter list and join my get some of my free bookmarks and my free short stories, and then go ahead and buy the next books. And so what I did is I put all of that foundational work in. So now I've got my structures set up, I've got my systems ready to go, and yeah, that's kind of the first 3 months of business was really creating something, right? Like everybody who has a business has to have something to sell, and so I was creating that, and all of that foundation. So I've got a pay hip shop, and that's how I give my free stories and my free bookmarks. And I've also created like a Moonglen Den, so it's like a tiny membership circle, and for just $2.99 a month people can join, and there's like a heap of freebies already in there, and I'm going to give extras, and I'm going to give like previews and behind the scenes. And when I have completed a novella, before I put it up into Amazon, I'm going to give it there so people can have it first. But then once it's in Amazon and goes into Kindle Unlimited, it's not allowed to be anywhere else, so it will have to come down. So it'll be a kind of a thing will go in, and sometimes it comes down again. But I built that, and I built a newsletter list ready, so that when people hopefully read my book and get to the back and say, how to keep talking to you, go join the newsletter list, and then they come. And then we can have conversations, and it will be great. So that's all that I did. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Let me know what you're particularly curious about, and as I create these update videos, I can answer those questions for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me in this journey, and I hope you have a great day.